my queen, my queen. Oh, she, oh, she. Beautiful, wonderfully made. She's heaven's angel. So strong, even in struggle, yeah. When life comes like a storm from every angle, she rises above it all, the backbone of every home. Nothing compares to all she do. The true meaning of every family. She's the glue. Malcolm and Obama, yeah, and Jesus too. Oh, she's sophisticated, strong, simply amazing, humble, honest, and helpful, educated, ebony, eccentric, empowering. She's a queen, she's a queen. You better treat her like a queen. Oh, oh, Her strength is amazing. Life inside, 9 months she's carrying back to work, 'cause the family she's carrying. Society don't give her just due, but she prevails and stands tall, a champion, a true woman. But nothing compares to all she do. Yeah, the true meaning of every family. She's the glue. Yeah, oh. Where would we be without you? You brought us Martin, Malcolm, and Obama, and Jesus too. Oh, she is sophisticated, strong, yeah, simply amazing, humble, honest, and helpful. Not only that you are educated, yes you are, eccentric, empowering. You're mine, she's a queen. You're mine. You're my. Treat her like queen. No price could be put on how much she's worth. So valuable, she's the soul of the earth. Yeah. All a part of God's genius plan. Powerful as she can be. The man's H-E-L-P. Yeah. Sophisticated, strong, simply amazing. She is humble, honest, and helpful. What I like about her is she's educated. She's my ebony, empowering. Yeah. She's my queen. Sophisticated, strong.
Hello and welcome to Let's Talk with Bishop R.C.Blakes. R.C. is an author, empowerment teacher, and the proud pastor of the New Home Ministries of New Orleans, Louisiana and Houston, Texas. His message circles the globe. His conversational and candid approach to challenging content makes him a relevant voice to all generations. Get ready for a life-changing transformational conversation.
Hello. This is rcblakes, and man, I'm coming to you again. I want you to invite some others to come in and be a part of our conversation for tonight. This is going to be a good one, something that I think will help a lot of women and even a lot of men, believe it or not. This is a conversation that's good for really both sides. And let me see if I can just get to my notes here. We're talking today about the needs of a feminine woman in a relationship with a man. When a woman is feminine, can I just take my time and break it down today? When a woman is feminine, when a woman is a feminine woman, there are certain things that she will need in a relationship with a woman, not with a man, with a masculine man. Now, I can already hear some of you, because these conversations are so not had, that a lot of you are sitting and you're puzzled by me distinguishing between a woman and feminine. You see, there's quite a difference between being mere female versus being feminine. Quite a difference. Every woman is not feminine. And that's not, to be quite honest with you, that's not a put down. It's not. Because there are some things, as we're going to discuss moving forward in this conversation today, there are some things that there's some prerequisites to a woman actually being able to be feminine. And one of the prerequisites is she must ideally be in the care of a masculine man. If she's not in the care of a masculine man, she'd do better to be alone. A feminine woman in the hands of a less than masculine man will not be able to maintain her position of femininity. Now, you need to go back and, kind of search all of the lessons I've done on feminine energy and all of that kind of thing to get a little deeper. But feminine is a mindset that describes a philosophical approach to life. It's a mindset that dictates character, orchestrates behavior, sets standards, and provides perspective. Feminine is a perspective. In fact, about it, we have a lot of feminine men today. Yeah. See, you're female by birth, but you are feminine by choice. A woman has to understand enough to choose to be feminine. Not only are you feminine by choice, you are feminine by, choice. Yeah, the kind of man you choose, who creates the kind of environment you exist in, determines your capacity to create maybe I should say manifest and maintain your feminine position. So you're feminine by choice. You're feminine because of the man you choose, who creates a safe enough environment for you to stay in your feminine, or you're feminine because you choose not to be in the care of a man that's less than masculine, which does not allow you to stay in your feminine. You see, well, let's see if I can give you some definition of what a feminine woman looks like. She's a woman who submits to a man that cherishes her. Now pay attention to the whole thing now. She's a woman that submits to a man that cherishes her. A feminine woman is not a woman that submits to a man that does not cherish her. That's a broken woman. A feminine woman is a woman who submits to a man that cherishes her. He honors her, he adores her, he provides for her, he protects her, he guides her, he cherishes her. Any man that feels like those traits are too much, she is not going to submit to that man. A feminine woman, letter B, is a woman who is built to help the right man fulfill a meaningful vision for the family. Now, you hear a lot of argument today about women that don't want to help a man. Well, those are not feminine women. Those are angry, many times for legitimate reasons, angry with men. Women that are angry with men, broken, but they're not in their feminine. You see, feminine, when a woman is able to manifest her feminine, it means that she's in her healthiest, most whole, relaxed state. Any woman that is not healthy and whole, broken, angry, is not going to be able to manifest feminine. A feminine woman is a woman who is built to help the right man, and the word help is a trigger for many, many, many women today. Women want a man, but they don't want to help a man. And why don't women want to help a man? They don't want to help a man because they chose the wrong men in the past and they got burned. So now they want a man, but they don't want to fulfill their God-given role in that man's life. This is why a feminine woman requires a certain kind of man, because you're feminine by choice. You choose to walk in your feminine. So if you're going to walk in your feminine, you're going to have to choose the kind of man that is honorable enough that you don't mind helping. Because feminine women help men to rise. I've been married to one for 29 years. See, we've been thinking that feminine is, lipstick and curls in your hair and all this greasy stuff on your mouth and everything. That's cute. We love that as men. We love y'all to do all of that. But they got so many masculine women that's made up with MAC makeup, it's unbelievable. A feminine woman is a woman that's relaxed, healthy, feels provided for, feels protected, feels cared for by her man, and she is now able to help him without reservation. Letter C. A feminine woman is one who is aware of her worth and quietly demands it of others that she might be in proximity to. She knows her worth. She's not boisterous. She's not boastful. She's not arrogant, obnoxious, but she knows her worth and she quietly demands her worth. Sometimes her quietly demanding her worth is simply leaving the scene. Sometimes her quietly demanding her worth is cutting the phone call short. But everybody involved understands that this feminine woman just said, I'm worth more than this. Letter D, she works on herself to the point. She works on herself, her self-development, to the point that she makes herself the perfect match for a masculine man. She polishes her crown as a queen to the point that kings will always recognize. And then letter E, she asserts herself without ever being aggressive. Feminine. Now, we could go deeper and further. You follow somebody like Chingy, who's a female coach to women. I mean, she's brilliant with all of this stuff. But we could go further and deeper, and I'm certain that there are some more concise and probably clearer definitions that somebody like a Chingy could probably give us. But a feminine woman is a woman that is comfortable in her role as a female. She's not trying to be the man. She doesn't feel diminished because of the man's role. She understands God's purpose and God's positioning of her in the man's life. And so because she's fully aware of who she is and she's comfortable with her role in destiny, the destiny of the family in particularly, it's very important that a feminine woman knows the kind of man she needs and what she needs from that man. Proverbs 31:10 puts it this way: who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. Now, when you read the whole of Proverbs 31, relative the part that relates to the virtuous woman, you're reading about all of the twists and turns of a feminine woman's life. She can move, she can vacillate from, being a boss and running business to being a mother and taking care of children. She can vacillate from, running a staff and then loving on her husband. I like to call the feminine woman a soft boss. A lot of women, when they're not aware of the fact that their essence is feminine and they have to choose that and position themselves in life and in relationship to be able to exist in your feminine as much as possible, you can be a soft boss. You can run companies and enterprises with a feminine tone and a feminine approach. But the Bible says, who can find this woman? Meaning what? There are some men that can't even recognize her. And you have to be careful as a feminine woman that you're not entertaining men that cannot discern your true value. They're looking at your lips, your tips, and your hips, and they don't understand your true value. They don't understand that you're favor, that you are God's favor, hand delivered. Who can find a virtuous woman? Some look at this text and say, oh, she's that rare. And I guess you could look at it that way, but I look at it and I also see that there are probably few men that have the capacity to recognize her when they see her. And then it says, for a price is far above rubies. A feminine woman will always cost. Feminine women, it is always going to cost a man a price to claim a feminine woman. For a woman of this quality, relative to Proverbs 31:10, there are not a lot of men who may qualify. You see, you have to always qualify for quality. A feminine, virtuous woman must know what she needs from a man, while broken women are focused on trivial, fleeting qualities. Feminine women must look into the masculine character of a man because it will take consistent masculine character for her to stay in her feminine. You see, if you choose the wrong man, a little weak, feminine man, what will happen is in the process of that situationship unfolding, the trauma and the drama is going to pull you out of your feminine. Feminine exists in safety and in clarity. When you are in a relationship with somebody that cannot produce emotional safety, masculine character, consistency, it's going to automatically pull you out of your feminine. Masculine character fuels and sustains feminine energy. You can't afford to have a little feminine man that does not make you feel safe. You can't afford to do it. You can't afford to have a little feminine man that does not want to be a provider. He ain't even trying. And you think you're going to just keep on getting out here humping and earning, and somehow you're going to stay content and happy with that. No, the day is going to come that you're going to look at this man and you're not going to have respect for him. And you're going to be frustrated because now you really you desire to fall back into your feminine and let your man lead while you stay in a supportive role, but you don't even have a man that has that capacity or that desire. Now, if you look in 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7, I'm going to give you the 6 things that a feminine woman needs from a man in a relationship in a minute, but I'm just laying some foundation for you. If you look in 1 Peter 3 and 7, it says this: likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. Now, that's a text that we grapple with, the weaker vessel. What does that mean? It clearly means that the woman usually is physically weaker. But I believe in a relationship, when you look at this thing in 1 Peter 3:7, a part of the meaning of this text is that in a relationship, a woman's success in a marriage, a woman's success is tied to the man fulfilling his role first. If a man doesn't fulfill his headship responsibilities, it leaves her powerless. It leaves her weak. This is why the Bible says, husbands, dwell with your wives according to knowledge. Know what you're doing, and giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, because her part is dependent on your part. If you ain't got nothing to help with, doesn't matter that God made you a helpmeet. If she ain't got nothing to help with, her role is negated because you have not fulfilled yours. You got to first have something to help with. Adam had to first be created, and then God reached into Adam's side, pulled out a rib, and created Eve. Adam had to do his part first for Eve to even exist. Well, so it is in the rhythm of relationships. You as a man, we as men can't sit around and wonder why our women are not doing this. Our women are a response. Everything's cause and effect. Our women are the effect while we are the cause in most cases. Everybody said, well, what's up with this explosion of boss chicks? All these boss chicks running around. These women having all these big conventions talking about I'm a boss chick. Well, we caused that. We caused that when we stopped showing up as leaders of our home, when we stopped showing up as providers, when we started making babies, we did not father. We necessitated the boss chick. The boss chick is the necessity to sustain, especially in the black community, the black family. If we didn't have boss chick women, many of our children would starve because we haven't checked on them in the last 15 years. My point is, feminine bleeds out of masculine. And so when the Bible says that, the husband should dwell with the wife according to knowledge, giving honor to the wife as unto the weaker vessel, it's not suggesting that the woman is somewhat inferior or less than the man. It simply means that in the economy of God, the man has to fulfill his role for the woman to be able to play her role. A wide receiver can't catch a ball that the quarterback doesn't throw. Doesn't matter how good the wide receiver ran his route. If the quarterback can't throw the ball, the wide receiver is weakened in that scheme because the wide receiver requires the quarterback to do his job first. So I'm just trying to give you some dynamics relative to how masculine and feminine work together. And we as men, we got to stop sitting around here whining about how our women are not this. If my woman is not this or that, it's a reflection on me. It's a reflection on me because I'm supposed to be her head. If I do my role properly, and if I've chosen the right kind of woman, she's going to naturally respond to my masculine oversight. It is the natural response of a feminine soul to respond to masculine honor. So, with all of that being said, let me get to the 6 things I want to talk about that a feminine woman needs to see manifested in the character of a man, besides him being 6 feet tall, 6-pack, 6 figures, all of this other stuff. I'm tired of hearing about that. Honestly, I'm tired of hearing about that. Number 1, I kind of alluded to some of these points already. Number 1, you're going to have a man with purpose. If you're fooling yourself, sis, if you think that you're going to be able to stay in your feminine or reside mostly in your feminine, it's pretty much impossible for a woman to stay in her feminine because many of you are, you're ambitious and all of that, and that requires masculine energy. And masculine energy is not a bad thing in a woman. It's not. Sometimes it's necessary. It protects the children. It protects the husband. It runs the house. Masculine energy shows up. But if you're going to be able to relax mostly in your feminine, you're going to have a man with purpose. You're fooling yourself to think that you're going to be able to camp out in your feminine with a man that doesn't know who he is or where he's going. In a relationship between a man and a feminine woman, it is important to recognize the idea of purpose. According to the biblical account, Adam had a purpose for Eve in his life. God said, "It's not good for man, this dude, to be alone. I will make him an helpmeet." But before God made him a helpmeet, God gave the brother purpose. God gave the brother purpose. You are fooling yourself if you think that you are going to be able to be content with a man that does not have purpose. Look what Genesis 2:18 says. It is written, "Then the Lord God said, it is not good," it's written, "it's not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helper fit for him." So Eve was created with a specific purpose to be a suitable helper for a man that had a specific purpose. It implies that a feminine woman, watch this, by nature will desire to find fulfillment, or will find fulfillment in fulfilling her role as a supportive partner to her man. Doesn't mean that she doesn't have her own thing, but it does mean that if a feminine woman is going to be able to attain and maintain lifelong attraction to a man, it won't be because he's 6 feet tall with a six pack, because he's going to probably someday shrink, and he's going to probably, that six pack's going to probably turn into a beer keg. What's going to be the attraction then? Purpose. As a feminine woman, you are fooling yourself if you're trying to link yourself to a man that does not have a purpose. You cannot, there's some things you can't give a man. You can't give a man a purpose. You can't give a man a grind. You can't give a man a vision. I know you have a vision. You think you can just transfer your vision to him. No. It ain't designed for you to give a man a vision. No. It's designed for the man to give you his vision for the family. The only man you should be trying to give vision to as a woman is your son. And the day you wake up and you sleeping with somebody that you got to give vision to, it ain't going to be long before you're going to look at him and you're going to start treating him like a son. You're not going to be able to stand your feminine with a man that don't have purpose. He's going to have to know where he's going. He's going to have to be on that track, en route. He can't be just sitting around lollygagging about how fine you so fine, you run through my mind all day. I know your feet must be tired. Man, get on up out you with all that. Where you going, bruh? What is your purpose for existing? What is your vision? What's your 5-year plan? Huh? I said, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? Now, Number two. Number one, you're going to need a man that has purpose, right? So brothers, if you want a woman, if you want a feminine woman that, is going to be all of that, you're going to have to show up with purpose. Get your vision together first, bro. Have something for her to work on. Have something for her to work with. Let us see you working on your own stuff. Number two, you're going to need affirmation. It's not that your self-esteem bank is empty, because any woman that's walking in her feminine has clearly connected with her own self-esteem. But affirmation plays a crucial role in any relationship, and it's particularly important for a feminine woman, because a feminine woman desires to be appreciated and valued by her man. You see, she can't make all of these deposits and you never affirm. Oh, y'all forgive me for that. You never affirm. You never say, well, babe, you look beautiful today. Your woman and took out all of this time laying it down and putting all this stuff together, and you don't even have enough. You got a man that doesn't have enough sense to say you look good. All he can say is, let's go. You ready? Let's go. Let's hit him. Ephesians 5:33 says, however, let each one of you love his wife as himself, and let the wife see that she respects her husband. What does he mean when he say love? It means to honor, to cherish. It means to affirm, build her up. One Old Testament text talks about, I forget where it's listed at, but it talks about how a man should pull away from business and war for a whole year to learn how to affirm and cheer up his wife. It's because feminine women need the affirmation of their men. And when you look at Ephesians 5:33, this verse highlights the importance of mutual respect and appreciation within the relationship. If she's going to respect you, you're going to have to affirm her. Don't let the man, don't let the man at the parking garage affirm your woman more than you do. Because a feminine woman needs affirmation and respect from her man to feel secure and loved. Women need it, period. Even when they are personally and internally supplied in terms of their self esteem, they desire and want the affirmation of their man. And you deserve a man that will affirm you. Now, number three is communication. Any feminine woman is going to have a man that knows how to communicate. You're fooling yourself if you plan on being a woman that wants to exist mostly in your feminine and you're trying to hitch yourself to a man that cannot or does not communicate. A man that does not communicate is going to be a frustration. And when you're frustrated, you can't be frustrated and in your feminine at the same time too long. If a man frustrates you and you're begging for information, you're clawing for information, you're having to wonder, what it is, what it's not, you're not going to be able to, that man is not going to allow you to stay in his feminine. Queens ask questions that only kings can answer. Communication is a massive part of a masculine man's relationship with a feminine woman. Any man that you're going to submit to is going to have to be forthcoming. Is that the way they say it? Is going to have to be a man that communicates, over communicates, communicates before you even necessarily have to ask the question. A masculine man that puts a woman in a position where she's comfortable enough to sit in her feminine and submit to his leadership is a man that communicates. Any man that says, follow me, but can't communicate, that's kind of like, what is it? Is it an oxymoron? I think, is that the definition of an oxymoron? You want to lead, but you don't want to lead. How can you lead if you can't communicate? If you don't talk, it's like saying you want to be the preacher, but you stage fright. You scared of the mic. You're gonna have to choose a man that is a communicator. He gonna need to have more than sexy eyes and thick thighs and all of this other stuff. He's going to have to be a communicator. He's going to have to be a man that when you ask him questions, he has answers. He's going to have to be a man that doesn't only tell you, okay, this is what I want to do. He's going to have to be a man that can explain why he wants to do it. He's going to have to be a man that can show you how this can bring the family to the next level. He's going to have to be a communicator. Proverbs 15:23 states, to make an apt answer is a joy to a man, and a word in season, how good it is. When a man knows exactly what to say, knows exactly how to answer your questions, communicate his heart, what happens is it puts your feminine soul at rest. See, now in the beginning, when my wife and I first got together, I had to explain everything. She had so many questions. Why? 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 How? How? Oh my goodness, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I'm not used to answering all these questions, okay? And then as we went, she trusted me. She verified. I came through time and time again. Now we're at a point and we're at a stage in our relationship that I can say, babe, this is what I want to do. And she'll say, okay, cool. Because I have over communicated. And I've communicated to a point that now she trusts me to a greater dimension. And so I can say, okay, babe, let's do this. And it won't be no issues about it, no questions about it. But if if she knows that she has access and I've proven that I will break it down, communicate it. show her, involve her. I keep her involved in everything, because if I'm going to expect her to stay in her feminine, be the nice, polite, wonderful, calm, relaxed woman that makes my house a home, I'm going to have to communicate, because queens need answers just like kings. Number 4, you're going to have a man that is comfortable with accountability. He's going to have to be comfortable with accountability. This is why I say personally that any wise woman looks at, I think a wise woman should look at who a man is submitted to. If a man is not submitted to anybody, that's a dangerous, that can be, should I say, that can be, could be, not necessarily all the time, but it can be most of the time a very dangerous position for you as a woman to put yourself in the way of. A man that's accountable to no one. Accountability plays a significant role in personal growth and maintaining a strong relationship. Who is your man following? See, I don't need to see who you're over until I can see who you're under. Because who you're under, who you're accountable to, tells me a lot about how you will lead. I was always submitted to my father. And so my wife, always knew what kind of man I would be because she saw the man that I followed. You don't need a man that is not accountable to anyone. If you can't hold a man accountable, you think you need that man in your life as a feminine woman? Why would you position yourself to be submitted to a man that can't be held accountable? If you can't say to your man, well, I don't agree with that, or, and I mean, of course, there's a way to say everything and anything. You need to be respectful when you're dealing with a man or a woman. A man should be respectful when he's dealing with his woman. A woman should be respectful when she's dealing with a man, even more so when you're dealing with your man, because we view respect as love. But if you can't hold him accountable, if you can't say, well, explain to me, how did you do this? See, I believe in, personally, I live my life with the philosophy of voluntary accountability. That's why I take this thing here, the telephone. Yeah, the telephone. And my wife has all of the, all the codes to everything. I leave it on the nightstand, the kitchen counter. She grabs it whenever she wants. She go through it and go do whatever she want to do on it. I call it voluntary accountability, because if I'm going to expect her to submit and follow my leadership, I need to demonstrate accountability before I'm even asked for it. I can't, you see, trust is not a gift you can give me. Trust is an honor that's earned. And if you don't have a man that lives an accountability lifestyle, you're not going to be able to stay in your feminine long. I promise you're not. More than a man with cute eyes and big muscles and all this kind of stuff, you need a man that is accountable, that can, that walks what he talks, can show you the receipts for it. Number 5, a feminine woman is going to need a man that's making progress. You're going to get frustrated with a dude that's just sitting in the same position year after year after year. No progress, no growth mindset. Why would you anchor yourself to a man that's not making progress? See, a lot of y'all are missing the $50,000 a year guy now that has a vision and a grind, and you settling for the $100,000 guy, not understanding he's already maxed out. And if your thing is all about the money, it come back in 10 years. In 10 years, the $50,000 guy today will be the $500,000 guy. And the $100,000 guy gonna still be the $100,000 guy. The only difference is the 100,000 ain't gonna be worth 100,000. It's gonna be more like 60,000 then. And so you missed, see, you're not paying attention to a man's progress. You're looking at his present position, but you're not looking at his progress. The $50,000 guy is moving faster than the $100,000 guy many days. And in a little while, the $50,000 guy is going to be hiring the $100,000 guy. The $100,000 going to be working for the $50,000 guy, but the $50,000 guy going to be the $1,000,000 guy at that time. As a feminine woman, you're going to need to see a man that's making progress. There's nothing worse than being a woman trying to stay in your feminine with a man that's satisfied. Nothing kills feminine energy like a man that is content with the status quo. Ain't growing, ain't trying to grow, satisfied where we at. Here you had penthouse dreams, but homeboy been satisfied with the basement. In Philippians chapter 3, verses 13 and 14, it says, brothers, I do not consider that I have made it my own, but one thing I do, forgetting what lies behind and straining forward to what lies ahead. I press on toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Now, of course, the apostle's talking about spiritual growth and spiritual, strivings and what have you, but the same principle applies. If you're going to be as a feminine woman, if you're going to be fulfilled in a relationship, you're going to have a man that's making progress. So you start off, maybe it takes both of y'all. You need to hold on to your job and he hold on to his job, but you can see his vision, his grind, you can see him growing. And man, you look up 5 years from now, you ain't got to do all that. When we first started, Lisa made more money than me. She ain't complain about having to work. Come on now. And, a few years later, she had Rachel say, hey, babe, won't you consider chilling on your career for a minute so you can take care of the baby, because I don't trust these people at these daycare centers like that. I don't know these people. I want my baby to be able to talk before we turn her loose into somebody's hands. And now today, she don't work for nobody but us, because she knew my vision before we started. And she saw the progress. Come on, somebody. If you're gonna be a feminine woman that's gonna stay in your feminine, you're gonna have a man that's making progress. Show me something, bro. Show me something. Don't come in with the same old warmed over stuff. Show me something. You wearing the Jordans from 92, and you waiting for them to come back around. Get a new pair, bro. Show me some progress. We got to be working with something. Number 6 is, and finally, consistency. You're going to have a man that's consistent. Consistency is vital in building trust and security within a relationship. And a feminine woman desires a man, she needs a man who is consistent in his words, his actions, and his commitments. Be consistent. Don't be one way today and then another way tomorrow. Why would you settle for a man that's inconsistent? Huh? And if he's consistently a flop, why would you think that somehow you're going to be able to turn him into something different? Whatever a man is consistently, that is who he is. If a man shows up as a great man, but he can only do it for 72 hours, that's an act. If bum status is what he does consistently, that is who he is. If you're going to stay in your feminine, You're going to have a man that is consistent. You're just going to have to make certain that what he is, who he is consistently, accommodates your feminine essence. And if it does not, you're fooling yourself. James 1:17 says, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no, here it is, variation or shadow due to change. And this verse highlights the unchanging nature of God, suggesting the importance of consistency. If a man is going to love his wife as Christ loved the church, he's going to have to be what? Consistent. A feminine woman needs a man who can be relied upon and remain consistent in his love, support, and commitment. You don't need no dude changing because you gained 3 pounds. Huh? He done shifted because you having a day. Your body don't look the same, and I married you. He done disregarded the fact that you done had 3 of his babies. You need a man that's going to be consistent, who's going to love you consistently, who's going to show up consistently, who's going to care for you, provide for you, protect you, all of these things. He's going to have to be consistent. You're going to have to know that dude is your rock. If you don't have that, you're settling, sis. You're fooling yourself. A feminine woman needs a man that's going to be consistent, that's going to make progress, that's going to be accountable, communicate, affirm you, and a man of purpose. And with that said, I'm done. I hope you've gotten something out of this. That's my prayer for you. That's my prayer for you. Now, don't forget to go into the description and you will find a link for BetterHelp counseling. If you feel like you need counseling and if you use that link, BetterHelp counseling will give you 10% off of the cost of their counseling and will make a deposit into RC Blakes Ministries because I referred them to you, right? Hopefully that works for you. Now, don't forget to register for Queenology 2024. Registration is already open and seats are limited and people are registering from all over the United States of America, probably other parts of the world. The one we had just a few months ago, I think we had like 6 or 7 different countries represented in Queenology. This year, in 2024 rather, next year, it's going to be held in Atlanta, Georgia. It's going to be amazing. We have various packages. We have what Lisa calls the Royal Court, which is the full experience. But then we have the Saturday intensive and brunch. Going to be amazing. We're closing Queenology out this year with an all-white party, and Dave Hollister is going to be in person. He's going to do a concert for the queens, for the court, let's call it that. And he's going to sing the famous theme song that we come on with every Monday night. She, written by Dave Hollister for the purposes of Queenology. That's why it's not available yet. But he'll be in person doing a concert for us to close Queenology out in 2024. So if you go to queenology.net, you can get all of that information. Don't forget to go by Amazon, pick up all of my books while you're there. It will be such a blessing for you to do so. If you go to rcblakes.com, you can sign up for our mailing list, which you'll get, updates on when I'm coming live, what's going to happen, and all of these things. And check out my online programs while you're there. Thanks to all of you who support financially. Lisa and I love you with all of our hearts. We really, really do. Now, I think I've said everything I need to say. I want you to know you're on top. Some of you have been asking about the shirts that Lisa and I work out in, which say on top, going higher. Those shirts are available at rcblakesstore.com. There it is. I'm trying to remember all these websites. rcblakesstore.com. You can pick up the On Top, Going Higher, Queenology merch. All of that is at RC Blakes Store. I love you. And by the way, you are on top. You are going higher. God has more in store for you. But watch this. Do not leave out of here without liking this video. I'm telling you, when you like the videos, you help them to trend and to reach more people. I believe this message needs to reach more women. God gave me this assignment to speak into the lives of this generation of women like a father would and should. I need you to help me to make certain that this message gets out. With all of the noise that's filling the world, this message needs to get out. So if you would like this video, that would be a major contribution to the vision. I love you. You're on top. You're going higher. God has more in store for you. So we will see you at the top. God bless you. Until next time.
We here at RC Blakes Ministries want to thank you for spending this time with us today. RC and Lisa are always honored to have you with us. Don't forget to reach out to us by visiting our website at www.rcblakes.com. While you're there, you may join our mailing list and receive a free download of the Laws of Manifesting Your Vision by RC Blakes. Also look at all of the online programs by RC. You may find all books written by RC and Lisa. Once again, all of us here at RC Blakes Ministries want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And as we always say, see you at the top.